Good evening, everyone. Notice of time, date, location, and agenda of this meeting to the extent known was provided at least 48 hours prior to the commencement of this meeting pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of all meetings in 2025 was provided to the township clerk and posted on the township's website and provided to newspapers on December 26, 2024. An updated notice due to the location change of this meeting was provided to the item on April 1st and published on April 10th. Why don't we all rise to salute the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The purpose of the Millburn Special Improvement District is to promote, grow, and support local businesses, property owners, residents, and visitors, and to encourage the economic, cultural, and social vitality of the township through increased marketing and visibility, improved and renewed infrastructure, and local business development and engagement. May I have a roll call vote?
Alexa Clark.
Here.
Tim Hoffman.
Here.
Jackie Benjamin Lieberberg.
Here.
Ben Stoller is here, he just stepped out. Ashley Schultz will be here presently, he's logging up. Richard Wasserman. Stephen Weiner.
Here.
And Alex Zoltzman. Here. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Grillo. May I have an approval of the September 2025 minutes? May I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
May I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any updates to the minutes? Great. Is Greg coming on Zoom?
He was hoping to join, but I don't think he's going to be able to. So
Okay.
he may join later, but
Okay,
he's I don't think he's gonna make it.
okay. So board chair report. I just want to mention that today I had the pleasure of attending Downtown New Jersey's annual meeting with Steve and Corinne. And the theme was street level magic, building experiential downtowns. And I have to say it was extraordinarily informative, very well attended in my opinion. They moved it closer in October. Last year it was very close to the holidays, which made it problematic for lots of folks to attend. So this was, I thought, very well attended. You know, for those of you like me that are old enough to remember what Flemington used to look like back in the day, with Stengel Pottery as sort of an anchor, and the outlet stores, you know, that was one of the first outlet malls in the country, which I learned today. But it's undergoing a tremendous transformation. It's you know, talking about experiential retailing, talking about how to, you know, engage businesses. There was quite a few there. We will be reporting on more information. But the most important thing that one of my key takeaways was the fact that Flemington, with a population of 4,900 residents, no grants, no township input, has a bid that is $362,000 as their budget. So
Wow.
so I just want to so compared to what, you know, what Mr. Grillo does with his magic in terms of stretching dollars, you know, I think it should be very duly noted that, you know, I suspect, you know, they have an executive director and they have a marketing director which I would suspect from the size of that budget is their compensation for their leadership team would be dramatically different than what we have for events, for everything. But I just thought it was staggering.
It's amazing.
That their population and their their budget. So I just wanted to remark about that, but there was a lot of good information, a lot of ideas, and and certainly for the you'll hear a lot more about them at the November meeting in preparation of the holidays. So thank you. Mr. Weiner, you see
Sure.
expense. Go ahead.
Treasurer's report, yeah, sure. So attachment 2 in your packet is our monthly financial report. Just bringing your attention to a few of the items. Our bank balance as of September 30 was $99,672.38. A little more recent date, October 3rd, it went down to $92,777.05. You will notice in the bottom right-hand corner of the estimated balance remaining, these are the expenses that we're anticipating to need to spend, is $107,167.43, which does exceed the balance. However, we are owed money from the township, about $10,000, and the line item with respect to our director of marketing with Amanda's departure will need to be updated. So that hasn't yet any savings there has not yet been
Fully
reflected.
reflected.
Correct. Other than that, everything's still on track for year end.
Thank you.
The sponsor report.
Yes.
And we actually saw Amanda today at the conference, so
Yeah.
she gives her regards. So we've surpassed our goal for the year. We had originally anticipated 35,000 in sponsorship. We are committed for 40,641. We have 37,300 in the bank. We're owed a little bit that'll be coming in when we get closer to the Winter Village event. We have about $18,000 left to sell. Halloween has been very good, and the Winter Villages, those are higher level sponsorships. So I think we'll be in terrific shape, but we've already surpassed our goal. So a very good year, and I will tell you that Corinne and Michelle, who's new to the team, have been picking up where Amanda left off, and we're recruiting new sponsors as we go.
Okay, Mr. Stoller, do you have any reports?
And just for the record, Ashley Schultz arrived at 5:37.
Thank you.
Yeah, the only report I really have is on the passing, moving forward with the ordinance for abandoned properties.
Okay, please share that with us.
So I'll pass that along as well. We're basically creating fees that are 3 times the current fees. I actually pushed for 5 or higher to make sure that we're having economic development of those properties to add to our not only our tax base, but to the economic vitality of our town. So I will circulate that ordinance so you guys can take a look at it. But that's really what we've done on the township committee to push forward on the economic side.
And that ordinance has already been introduced?
Yes.
And it'll go for second read in
Yeah.
2 weeks, in
Was it-
4 weeks?
November 12th.
November 12th, yeah.
Okay, and then,
Gentlemen,
so it'll be effective beginning in 2026, I'm assuming. I don't know, what is it, 60 days or 30 days for?
No, it's effective within
Yeah,
20 days,
yeah,
right?
no, yeah, there's like a 2 week or something.
It's 20,
Okay.
20 days, yeah.
Okay, great.
But I worked with Mr. McDonald on that quite a bit, and I want to thank Mr. McDonald for engaging with the SID on it. We've had weeks of discussions, and I think it's going to be a good thing for some of the very few blighted properties we have.
Yeah, and it reduces just the prolonged vacancies that we see across the board, which is huge for us.
And this isn't limited just to the SID. This includes properties like the Sunoco or Mobile Station
Yeah, 132 Millburn as well.
that's outside, and then residential
We're
properties as well.
looking at have some outside discussions on, developing that into a pocket park and things along those lines.
Oh, so it's residential as well as commercial. That's wonderful. Okay.
We have some specific requirements that will go in for properties in the SID.
Okay,
That are more appearance related, but so it's all properties in the town, and then the SID has some set aside requirements.
okay. Anybody have any questions on the board regarding that statute? Terrific.
Could I just get Mr. Schultz's vote on the minutes since
Yes.
you're joining? Ashley, can you hear us? Ashley, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry.
Would you like to vote for the minutes from last month's meeting? To accept?
Sure. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Hoffman, business administrators report.
No report this evening.
Thank you very much. Mr. Slattery.
Good evening, everyone. I'll be very brief. It says no report scheduled, but there was one line of change today. Before I do that, I just want to say I was at the Pop Blossom ribbon cutting on Monday. It was very nice. I appreciate everybody being there. But the actual attorney's report is that the judge in Bear Properties 2 has finally started uploading the orders that follow the oral decision that she made from the bench back in August. She did not upload, the last I checked, the one for our motion yet, so we're gonna monitor that and see what happens there, but at least for both Bear Properties 1 and Bear Properties 2, we're gonna start to see appeals deadlines start to accrue from the time that those were posted, so you should get some movement on that front.
Okay. Mr. Grillo,
Thank
new
you.
businesses, closed businesses, executive director report.
Sure, so we've had 5 businesses open since our last meeting. Of note, 2 storefronts on Upper Millburn Avenue, Enzo Custom Suits, which, I'm trying to think back what that was. That was the Aquos spa. It's like a diving place?
No.
No, it was a spa, right, with the fish on the.
Yeah,
The fish. So that's a new men's custom suit business. They are located all over the world. I think they've got probably a dozen locations or more. And then Chris Katz's Fit Gym was approved last week at the planning board. And just want to congratulate Chris as a young entrepreneur, and I think he's got a wonderful future with us here in Millburn-Short.
Where's that place?
He's on Upper Millburn as well. He's in between Lash Love and Janelle Salon. So as you're kind of the farthest part, or towards the Coldwell back there. We do have a bunch of places that are currently under construction or under review. You guys know Sweat House, which is opened in the Metropolitan on Upper Millburn Avenue. Their owner is going to be opening a Pilates franchise in downtown at the former Professional Audio Consultants. So as you go up towards where now the Annie says.
By Wells Fargo.
By Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
So I just spoke with him. He just started renting that building. We also have Common Lot has a new tenant. I'm not allowed to tell you who yet, but I will tell you that it is a very interesting elevated Indian cuisine restaurant that already has a establishment in Midtown Manhattan. I onboarded them, spoke with the 2 chefs. I think it's gonna be a very interesting and very well received concept. That's probably January when that goes live. We also have a new, I'm gonna use the word again, elevated men's barbershop that's gonna open at the former Kubik and Kubik Hearing, right next to the Hearth. So Bhakti Barn, Hearth, that area of downtown Millburn. I just met with the husband and wife owners yesterday and did their onboarding. So by my count, we have about 8 different businesses right now that are under construction. So we have a lot going on heading to the beginning of next year. Then we also have events. So Halloween is almost upon us, and
Do you want to make an amendment to the attendance records?
yes,
Please note that Mr. Watchman has arrived.
that was about 5:44.
And approval of the September 2025 minutes. Yes, you're approving, okay, so it's unanimous.
Okay.
So Halloween, we are doing our, I guess traditional, but it seems to grow, I gotta say this alliteratively, the Halloween trick or treat trail. So it's gonna be all throughout the downtown. We have outer district vendors who are gonna be participating. They'll be in the art alley. It is October 31st from 2:30 PM to 6:30 PM. We actually moved it back a little bit into the evening, based on last year's attendance. There's gonna be face painting, costume contest. Actually, I think we're giving away 10 costume contest winners. They get a $10 gift certificate to a whole bunch of quick service places in downtown. We have a bunch of crafts, pumpkin painting. We always put together a pumpkin patch. This year it's gonna be in Taylor Park, not far from Splurge, trying to drive people that way, down Main Street. We're gonna have 2 DJs. We're also launching a spend local campaign, which you may have seen. I portrayed a corpse yesterday on Instagram.
I saw that, I'm surprised you're here.
Yes, it was all made up.
I heard about it, yeah.
It was movie magic, that's all it was, but for every $20 people spend in local stores, they'll come to an Explore team member, and you get one raffle ticket per $20, and then there'll be a $200 gift that you'll win at the end when we pull the raffle. So the more you spend, the better chance you have of winning, and that's gonna be something that we're gonna emulate through the holiday season. We're gonna do some more of these raffles and some bonuses for things like on Small Business Saturday. We're also working with a Paper Mill Playhouse. They're gonna be doing a Frozen themed fun house at their location in downtown. And then kids portraits, free kids portraits in their costumes are being offered by Lisa Raymond Goldfarb, who has done this in years prior. She used to do it in Town Hall Plaza. We're not using Town Hall Plaza this year, so she's gonna be offering this at her studio, which is right above the Charles Schwab in downtown. And all of that information is, of course, on our website, our social media. And then I want to thank our sponsors. This is Ben's favorite part, but he's not here. Veg ER for Pets, that's the new pet ER on Morris Turnpike. Game Changer Fitness, Beyond Young Academy, Holistic Soul, which is actually outside of the district, but they came on as a sponsor this year. And Rossi Paint Stores. This is the first time we have Rossi working with us. That's the old Suburban Paint on Main Street, and they will be supplying the paint and the brushes for the pumpkin painting.
Oh, that's great.
Yours truly came up with
That's good. Good idea.
that.
And what was the sponsorship for each of them? Dollar-wise, you know?
There's different levels, but everybody's pretty much at like 1,500.
Okay. So Veg ER, Game Changer Fitness, Rossi Paint, and what was the other one you mentioned?
Beyond Young Academy, that's a new tutoring center that's at Schoolhouse Plaza.
Okay.
And Holistic Soul, they opened up further down outside of the district on Millburn Avenue.
And what is that?
That's like a wellness spa boutique type of,
Cool.
but they are not in the district. So they have to be a sponsor.
And they're located where? Like Upper Mill, like?
No, as you're going towards Maplewood, so as you're going to the, you got the intersection of Vauxhall,
Yes.
then there's a large medical building, I think it's
91?
91 maybe.
Yeah, on the right side.
On the right side.
Yeah.
It's the first large medical office building now.
Okay. By the car dealership there?
Not that far,
Four.
when you pass the abandoned gas station.
Okay.
It's not the bid, it's not my responsibility.
Okay, so that's 91 over now. Okay,
And then I'll stand up and give you the budget presentation.
great.
That's all.
This picks everything up.
Oh, it's on, alright, but. Okay, maybe, you know what, Ashley, can you hear me? I wanna make sure it's coming through.
I can hear you.
Great. Okay, so. This is our annual meeting of the year. This is when we approve our budget. So, I put together this presentation, and we have a discussion afterwards, but we will take action tonight. So, as you all know, we are the District Management Corporation for the Special Improvement District, and we represent more than 520 businesses, over 160 properties in 5 districts. We are one of approximately 100 SIDs in New Jersey, and one of only 29 communities designated as a Main Street New Jersey district, which is the highest level of recognition that a city can receive in the state. This evening, you will consider our 2026 budget. This is something we started over the summer with the executive committee and myself. We had a workshop meeting last month, September. We did make some changes to that budget, which are reflected here. And if you approve the budget tonight, it'll be introduced by the Township Committee on November 12th. And then there's a final vote that will be scheduled for December 16th. And then once adopted, the assessment roll and the collection process begins in the first quarter of next year. So this is what we've done for 5 years in a row. Go to the next slide, please. Actually, you should have gone to the next slide already. Skip ahead. Great. So 2025 was a year of significant growth and achievement. It was highlighted by the celebration of our 5th anniversary. So some key achievements were hosting multiple signature events, including Restaurant Week and Girls Night Out, as well as activating Town Hall Plaza. It's a vibrant place, a public space with over a dozen events and live music performances. The plaza created a community gathering place for our diverse town to enjoy. We also launched a new event, the Upper Millburn Avenue Block Party, which had over 1,000 attendees and showcased the vitality of this important commercial corridor. Our Main Street, New Jersey designation enabled us to secure a $150,000 grant earlier this year for a sidewalk project on Millburn Avenue in partnership with the township. This investment represents a tangible enhancement to public infrastructure and improves both accessibility and appearance to downtown. We also managed our 2nd season of sidewalk maintenance, graffiti removal, and weeding with a private vendor, and that was funded primarily through the township's Clean Communities Grant Program. In August, we achieved a major legal victory with the resolution of the Bear Property civil case in our favor as well. Next slide, please. You can go on. So as Explore continues to grow, we are increasingly relying on using data to guide our decision-making and budget process. Key performance indicators, or KPIs, play a central role in this effort, serving as a foundation for informed, strategic, and measurable outcomes. In terms of economic development, as of this evening, our storefront commercial vacancy rate stands at just 3.9%, with downtown being even better at 1.7%. That's an 98.3 occupancy rate, so really terrific. That's actually far below the industry average of 5%. And I think it shows the strength and the appeal of our commercial districts, as well as our engagement with businesses and property owners. We currently have over 520 active businesses, and there's been 27 new business openings thus far this year. Parking meters in the district have generated $360,000 in revenue in the first 3 quarters of the year. That's actually an increase of $32,000 over the same period last year. So more people are coming to pay and shop. Additionally, we benefited from more than 300 hours of volunteer service contributed by local groups such as the Millburn Mamas and Minis, the Millburn Native Plant Group, and of course this board and our advisory committee. And that's a central piece of our reporting for Main Street, New Jersey. Go to the next slide, please. Business assistance requests. So as of tonight's meeting, the Explore staff has handled over 250 business assistance requests. This chart is as of the end of September, but I want to talk a little bit about the percentages. 38% of those requests have been for marketing, which includes when we onboard a new business. 18% have been resources, including grant programs, people attending webinars, etc. And then 11% have been for introductions and networking to various members. Those are folks, business owners who say, I'd like to meet the Millburn Mamas and Minis, or a business owner that wants to network with potential partners and suppliers. So those are the 3 leading categories. Go to the next. I mentioned vacancy rates, but as you can see from this chart, our storefront vacancy rate back in June 2020 was 16%. It then declined to sub 5% in March 2023, and it's essentially held static since then. As I mentioned earlier, due to some new businesses opening, the rate is now 3.9%, which actually matches our record low, which was back in October 2023. Next slide, please. We also look at social media in terms of our key performance indicators. So as of the end of September, we had 3,646 people on our email distribution list. It's an increase of about 630 people since the end of last year. We've also shared nearly 4,300 pieces of content on Instagram, and that's resulted in 828,000 views this year of our content. We've also gained over 1,000 followers this year alone, which gives us a total of 5,195 at the end of the month. Next slide, please. That's our Instagram follower data from, I think that goes back to December 2023, when we started really tracking it. When we compare it to other Main Street, New Jersey towns, the other 28 communities, our Instagram page is ranked 8th in the number of total posts and 14th in number of total followers. However, if you look at the 11 pages that were started in the last 7 years, so the ones that didn't have the advantage of, extra years of branding, we are 1st in total posts and 2nd in total followers. So of the newer improvement districts, we are doing really, really well with our social media. So, how are we going to spend our money in 26? So we've created a vision. We have broken our budget into the 4 Main Street America pillars: design, economic vitality, promotion, and organization. So we're gonna begin with design, Mr. Hoffman. Thank you. So we plan to rebrand Explore with new banners, new signage, and a website modernization. Some of that will include the Main Street New Jersey and Main Street America designation materials. We also plan to complete the Millburn Avenue sidewalk project, as I've reported on previously. We're gonna do our usual seasonal plantings, continue our street cleaning efforts, and launch a new signage program called More to Explore, which will connect cultural and recreational users, people at the county parks and other locations, to the business district. So when you're over at the Ferry Trail, you'll see a sign encouraging you to go to shop in our business districts. Finally, we've also applied to Essex County for a grant to develop a 5-year public art master plan. So that'll be focused on ideal locations, mediums, partnerships, et cetera. So if we secure that funding, we'll bring on a consultant to do that project with us. On the economic vitality side of it, we'll continue to work with our town planner and our town boards to address zoning and regulatory issues. We're gonna update ordinances, as Ben said, to address abandoned properties. Business signage is something that I'm working with the town planner on as well, streamlining that process. And then also simplifying the zoning process in general to attract more diverse use of businesses, including restaurants and medical uses in the downtown core. In terms of business modernization, we plan to partner with local digital media firms to develop a business owner driven online directory that'll have push notifications that'll go to your cell phone when businesses are offering sales and promotions. A shopper feedback app, which allows users to give anonymous feedback to business owners in private if they have a subpar experience. They don't have to put it on Yelp or Facebook or wherever that may be. And then other AI-based tools that I've been having conversations with vendors on. That's part of really trying to modernize the way that we engage customers. We're also expanding outreach by partnering with the local Chinese community. We've been sharing business promotions with 3 WeChat groups.
That's the front door, that's
It's over.
Corinne.
Is it Corinne?
probably,
Oh.
I'm thinking,
If it's Corinne, I'm gonna be very impressed. Telepathically. So the folks at Beyond Young Academy, who are one of our new sponsors and new businesses. Hello. You know, why don't you just sit here? So Beyond Young is owned and operated by 2 local residents who are both Chinese. They're part of 3 WeChat groups of local residents. That's the app that a lot of Chinese residents use. As Corinne, who's actually studied and been in China, has informed me, a lot of Chinese community members don't use Facebook and Instagram because they're not accessible in China. And so if they're a recent immigrant, they have this WeChat group that is their preferred mechanism of communication. And so the folks at Beyond Young have agreed to put our business information and promos and things that are in our weekly email into that WeChat group. And there's 1,500 people in those 3 groups. So they're communicating directly with those residents. And so it's an awesome partnership. We're gonna continue to do that. We're also gonna work on some special projects, the Film Ready New Jersey certification. So that's a program where the state of New Jersey has like a preferred town database. So when folks are looking to film movies or television commercials, they go into a database. Let's say they're looking for a community that has a really nice fountain in its downtown. And they can search for it and they'll find Millburn, right? Same thing with any other type of attraction that we may have. So our team will put together this submission and then it'll go into a database. And then we'll be certified as a film ready community for New Jersey, and we'll be on that preferred vendor list. We're also gonna work on a regional economic comparison study. Now that we've been in business for 5 years, I think it's a good time for us to start looking at how we compare with other like communities. What are their rents in their downtown per square foot? What type of business diversity do they have? How are we stacking up compared to those other communities when it comes to commercial attraction? That's something that we'll certainly bring to you all. And then we also are gonna apply again to the Main Street New Jersey program. We're not eligible for the full 150 that we got this year. It's probably gonna be somewhere between $25,000 and $30,000, but I've wanted to, for a while, replace the old World War II speakers that we have in downtown, which don't work. I went to downtown Denville recently to check out what they have, and they have Bluetooth speakers throughout the downtown. And so that's something that we may be able to implement if we get that grant funding. So a lot on the economic vitality side. Next is promotion.
The supplier discount program,
Yes.
will you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so that's something we had talked about at a previous board meeting a while back, is thinking about, could we potentially find common suppliers for our businesses and create some sort of wholesale discount plan? I think it's probably more on the food side of things,
Right.
but I think it's worth
Yeah.
considering.
Yeah, like a number 10 container for takeout food.
Yeah,
Right.
something like that, right? Or, everybody's
That
buying the same chocolate
everybody
chips or
uses
whatever,
that-
yeah.
Plastic clamshell.
Right. On the promotion side of this, so this is really the marketing side, as well as events. So we're gonna shift our events, as I mentioned earlier, or our last meeting, from large scale community events to more business revenue driven events. And so we're gonna create something called the Shop and Stroll series. And that's gonna feature a bunch of new events. So one that we're thinking about is Drop and Shop, where it's a parents' night out, but Explore will work with local childcare providers and cover the cost of you dropping your child off for 3 hours at a place like Curious Kids or One River, whatever it may be. Encouraging folks to go out and spend money in the town. A back to school shopping extravaganza, a summertime tag and sidewalk sale, and then also reimagining our big events, Girls' Night Out, Halloween, maybe focusing more on a pumpkin spice stroll and trying to get more adults engaged. And then re-envisioning the way that we do the winter villages, and potentially put that more throughout the town. So that's all to be determined, but we really wanna make sure that we're driving foot traffic into our businesses and getting people to spend when they come to these events. We've mentioned the World Cup, that's gonna be a separate line item that I'll talk about in a moment that we're requesting from the township. That's gonna focus on very similar things to the Stroll series. We're gonna have a Shop the World campaign, a shopping passport program, and then food promotions like a World Cup to go menu and viewing party catering packages. So if we get funded through the township committee, we will hire a consultant who will work with those various businesses to start implementing that. So that will be a special project. We're also gonna work on something that I did not know existed prior, but Vicki Powell told me about it, that there was once upon a time a sort of concierge document that they would have at the Hilton. And so it's something we wanna put together, a shop in Millburn document, where are the restaurants, where are the stores, et cetera, that can be distributed at Paper Mill Playhouse and at the Hilton. And we also wanna create a business awareness calendar, which will go to all the businesses and it'll talk about the different cultural holidays and what the shopping expectations are for those. So let's just use Rosh Hashanah as an example. Is it a celebratory holiday? Is it a more respectful dour holiday? What are the food trends? Those kind of things. What is a gift buying holiday? What is a food buying holiday? Right? So to go through all of those things. So we just really want to make sure that we're getting our businesses as much information as ahead of time as we can. Next slide, please. So then the organization piece. This is how the organization is run. This is the final pillar of Main Street America's 4 pillars. We're going to continue to focus on our volunteer pool, and we are going to develop a succession plan and recruitment plan for the board. We want to make sure that we're continuing to bring on talented people, and so we'll continue to work with the township committee on how they assess our ordinance. We're also, myself and Corinne will serve on various committees. I already serve on the Millburn Development Review Committee, which looks at new applications for planning and zoning board. I'm on the parking committee. I'm on the 250th anniversary committee, and then I'm also on the OEM, the Office of Office of Emergency Management Committee. And so those are all key things that I serve on that eventually benefit the business. Then there is the budget itself. And the budget is actually not all that different than last year, so I'm not going to spend a tremendous amount of time on it. You can go to the next slide here. Yeah, so the total budget is $408,491. Then we always take away $20,000 for a contingency, so that leaves us the spendable budget of $388,491. The total income is only about $15,000 more than the 2025 budget. But the special assessment, which is obviously the most important thing to the business owners and property owners, is only scheduled to go up by $6,400. So of the $388,491 spendable budget, 65% comes from the special assessment, 15% from the township's mandatory portion of my salary, and then 14% comes from discretionary funds that we're requesting from the town. Compensation for staff represents 52%, non-staff compensation and operations is 9%, and the services that we put forth, the events, the marketing, the promotions is 39%. The special assessment is projected to increase by a tremendous amount of 0.002%. It is a very small rate, and my projection, and again, this is based on property values next year, that it's gonna be taxed at 0.089% of the assessed commercial value. The average assessment across the district will be $1,576. That's the average from lowest to highest. That's an increase on average of $40 a year or $3.33 a month. If you go to the next slide, revenue. Again, not a lot of big changes here. The two changes of note, and as I said, they are minor, is the increase in the assessment at just over $6,400. And then we have $7,500 that we're carrying over that was unspent on Amanda Dean's salary. So other than that, not really much to speak of. Next slide, please. Again, on the expenses side, not much. My compensation goes up $2,000 per my contract. Only $1,000 of that comes out of the special assessment. The other half comes from the town's obligation. We also expect a $1,000 increase in our legal services for a contract that Mr. Slattery has provided us. We've also broken out the Main Street America line for the first time. We've allocated $2,000 to cover the cost of traveling to the annual conference, which is in Tulsa, Oklahoma this year. Then we are increasing our services by $5,000 for events, live music, marketing, and digital media, and $4,500 we are adding to the streetscaping and planting budget. So where you do see an increase, for the most part, it is focused on those customer-facing, public-facing services. And that is my report, so I'm happy to answer any questions. Yes, sir.
All right, so first of all, great job putting this together, very informative, good foundation and well explained. On the non-staff, I see we have $16,000 budgeted for the legal.
Yes.
I didn't make this announcement, maybe Slattery did, with the Bear Properties 1 and Bear Properties 2 being settled. Do we expect to have those type of expenses for legal in the coming year? Or can we use that as monies for economic development and what they're allocated for?
Do you want to speak to it?
So this legal services assessment is only for the sort of general counsel work, not for the litigation work. So this would include, and what we did was, we looked at what we had billed, what our contract was from last year, and we tallied up all the hours from the first 9 months of the year that we'd actually worked on these matters, so meetings, contract negotiations, the committee to amend the ordinance regarding the state, all of those sorts of general counsel activities. And we ended up figuring that we were gonna finish the year somewhere between $18,000 and $20,000 of services at our municipal rate. And because we anticipate that we should have a little bit less to do next year, it was a particularly busy year, we figured being safe, a $1,000 increase over the previous would put us in kind of a rough zone where you're getting good value, but we're also getting compensated for the time.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I can tell you, I deal with Mr. Slattery more than anybody, and he's been a terrific asset to the organization. My hope is that we continue to have less involvement in litigation and that his job gets easier, but I think this is a fair rate given the history we have. I will tell you, I don't think any organization, any other SID in the state of New Jersey has to basically have an on-call attorney. However, we're glad we have Mr. Slattery.
And to be fair, I told Steve, I'd be happy to not make this, have this contract if it meant that you guys could operate in a much easier, more efficient fashion. It would, as much as I like being here and getting paid to be here, it's a unique situation. So we're trying to give you guys as much value as we can.
And I just want to make a statement that as somebody that was sued personally, along with Jackie and Steve, I thought Mr. Slattery was excellent in defending us in litigation matters. And, I think he did a very good job for us.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
This has been a very busy year because of the Bear Properties litigation going to trial, in both civil cases. So Mr. Slattery had to defend us.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, we're gonna, what we'll do is we're gonna, hold public comment with respect to the public. And we're gonna have one public comment period, in an effort to maximize everyone's time this evening. We'll hold the vote on the proposed budget until after we hear the public comment. So we'll have one public comment for the proposed budget and a general public comment all together. And then we will, vote on the
Take
budget,
action, yeah.
take action on the budget.
All right, I'm always 100% for transparency.
Yes, just in the question, in the interest of expediting the public comment process rather than to have two separate, given that we're taking action on this evening, we will
How many people do
enable.
we have online?
Zero.
How many?
Zero.
Nobody's online.
No.
Nobody's here. Unless somebody's
Make that
on.
very quick.
Okay, so.
Do we have to read the public comment lingo statement into the record, right?
Yes, you should read it and
Open
then
it,
ask
close
for
it.
public comment,
Yeah.
and if there is none, close the public comment.
Okay, so, do you wanna just go through the calendar, Steve, of how this budget is gonna be, the introduction,
Sure.
so that where everyone is,
Yeah, so once you take action this evening, and the budget is, I assume, approved, we will introduce it at the November 12th meeting of the Township Committee. It is an ordinance, so it requires, adoption or introduction, then a second reading and an adoption. That will be, I believe, December 16th. And so myself, Richard, Stephen, Jackie will be there to present on November 12th, as we did last year, answer any questions that may come up. We typically don't comment at the December meeting. It usually, if there's no issues, then the TC just takes action. But the next stage in this, the next step in this will be the November 12th budget introduction.
which is a Wednesday because,
Veterans Day.
Veterans Day is a Tuesday, so please note it's a Wednesday meeting, yeah.
And once a vote is taken this evening, I will transmit the result of that vote to the clerk, and that will start the process.
Excellent. Okay, so, does the board have any questions for Mr. Grillo before we go to public comment? No, no question?
She's like desperately looking.
No, please. Ben?
No, I've asked my question.
Okay, Richard?
No, I just think people should know that there was a lot of thought, in the background. I think that, there was a lot of thought and discussion over the budget. And I think our neighbors should know that, really, there's a lot of efficiency in Explore. And we get a lot out of the money that's being spent here, with Steve and Corinne and what Amanda contributed. We really bring out a lot of the effort for the community and the business community.
And I think those are all shown through the metrics we put in place too. I mean, that's why
Yeah.
we put the performance indicators in there to show the value that we're bringing to the town. There really cannot be any pushback. Everyone talks about ROI. Those metrics are the ROI in the sense of this business.
Right, with the director of marketing, so will we be replacing that person?
Yes, so Amanda was the marketing director. We expect that Miss Mahoney, who is sitting here, who worked under her for 7 or 8 months, will be offered the position, and she will go from part-time this year on a separate funding line to full-time on that budget line. We also have someone working about 12, 13 hours a week, Michelle Lemieux, that we would then make her the offer for the $25,000 position, which would essentially replace Corinne. So Corinne replaces Amanda, Michelle replaces Corinne. And no one can replace me.
Got it.
And Zach will be his commitment to Explore, he's in graduate school now, will be
Yeah, Zach is actually leaving at the end of the month.
Okay.
His graduate school has become
A
intense.
priority.
And he had to give his notice, but we'll thank Zach Minter for his work as well. His last day is the Halloween event.
Great. Okay, so the public is invited to provide comments at this point in the meeting. Clearly state your name for the record and limit comments to 3 minutes. Prepared statements may be sent to steve@exploremillburnshorthill.org. This is a business meeting and professional decorum must be maintained. If a speaker engages in disorderly conduct that disrupts the meeting or is meant to intimidate attendees, they will be asked to cease their comments. All questions must be directed to the chair. At the conclusion of public comment, members of the board may respond or ask our attorney or staff to do so. Staff and the attorney will not answer questions without a request from board members. At this point, I would like to open public comment.
We do have one now.
Yes, thank you.
For visible,
Best prior to taking any type of official action. Thank you. Have a nice night.
Ms. Urso, we did not hear you. Could you please repeat your statement?
I'm asking, I don't know why you can't hear me. Can you see me?
Now we can hear you. We couldn't hear you
Oh.
earlier. Thank you. You're frozen right now. We cannot hear you.
Okay. Any luck?
Now we can hear you.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that Mr. Feld's email was distributed to all board members prior to this answering and addressing any of his questions. Thank you. Unfortunately, he's out of town. Thank you.
So I'd like to understand from our attorney, is that a thing, or how do we address that?
So Mr. Feld sends emails frequently before these meetings, before township committee meetings. He has a very long list of folks that he sends them out to. He frequently requests that information be shared with various entities that he thinks are, relevant to the discussion. There's no obligation for, at least for us, to share that information with anyone else. I typically don't forward them to anyone. The sort of listserv, I think, is long enough on its own that the relevant people have received that information already. So I'm not sure if anyone else had forwarded those. I don't know if anybody else had sent them around or circulates them any further than the original recipients, but I do not.
The directive that I've received from Mr. Slattery and Mr. Cooper prior to him is that any emails that or questions that Mr. Feld sends in advance of meetings he cannot attend are to be put in the minutes. And so they will be electronically in the minutes, they will be reflected, but that we should not entertain them at the meeting because he's not physically here.
Yeah, so and this is a related issue, but maybe not directly the question. So anyone can submit written comments that are included if they can't attend the meeting. If Mr. Feld wants those to be included in the minutes, he can always say that in his emails. As far as an instruction or a request to circulate his emails, there's no obligation for anyone who receives them.
As we're discussing whether we can take action or not. We're not prohibited.
Oh, no, absolutely not prohibited from doing anything that was on the agenda because of there's no litigation reason, there's no reason to hold up anything that we have on the agenda today.
You can close public comment.
Is there anyone else in the queue?
No.
Okay,
So you do need a motion to
Yes.
adopt the budget as presented.
well, first I need to close public comment.
Okay.
At this time, I'd like to close public comment.
Just on that too, when he is back, he'll have the opportunity to speak in front of the TC before it's adopted by the TC as well.
That's correct.
Good, okay, because I just want to seem like we're taking a resident, putting him in a closet, not letting him speak. We'll have the opportunity in front of the TC where the decision we make here is superfluous to the actual passing by the township committee. I wanna make sure that's abundantly clear
Yes.
for everyone. Okay,
May I have a motion to approve the 2026 budget for Explore Millburn-Short Hills?
I make a motion to forward that, that we accept the budget and move it forward.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
May I have a roll call vote?
Alexa Clark.
Yeah.
Jackie Bennett Lieberberg.
Yes.
Ken Stoller.
affirmative.
Richard Wasserman.
Yes.
Ashley Schultz.
Yes.
Stephen Weiner.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay. Is there any other mention, does any other board member have anything to say that they'd like to add to for further, okay? Being none said, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
We will meet next Thursday,
Let's
November.
adopt the motion first.
Oh.
Yes.
May I
All in
have
favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry.
We need everyone in favor of the motion.
Just say all in favor.
Oh, may I have all in favor to adjourn?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Ashley, you spoke up quick there.